Mm-mm. I can't even pray in my own house. Oh no. Fast forward. Let the Dean take the one with Dean. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you can just think about every aspect, and that's a sort of kind of an extreme example, mm-hmm. but this is the consequence of marrying someone without Dean. Forget being on the same Dean, right? Right? Because and a lot of people run to marry non-Muslims all the time, and sometimes alhamdulillah, a brother may be blessed to marry someone that's open-minded and is learning about the Deen and is respectful, but a lot of times it don't always go down like that.
SubhanAllah. What are you looking at me for?
Because you're not slick. You gonna talk. I gave the Juma Kutbah yesterday.
They choose the booty. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Or the eggplant, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get. That ain't but so much. It's like if that's your basis, right? Mm-hmm. Like what else is there to it? It's like that gets boring. That's all that your marriage is based on, and you can get that anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But if you marry them other than that, you marry them for their mind, you marry them for their when I mean mind, their intellect, they engage in you, you marry other than that, one thing may break down, but you have something else to support,
Exactly. Well, like when I interrupted you. No, you doing all that breathing over there. Go ahead.
I'm trying to.
Go ahead. I was about to chime in. Go ahead.
See, you talking about, you see this?
I ain't gonna stop you. Go ahead. No, you trying to be quiet. No, go ahead, talk.
No, I wasn't trying to be quiet. I was trying to give you the floor. I allow you to get the floor. So.
Well, you're not allowing me to do anything. If I want the floor, I'm just gonna take it. But
you made me forget.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You made me forget.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm doing something over here.
Nah. So you were saying about the sisters marrying the brother for Deen, for not marrying them for Deen. Mm-hmm. That goes in line to the hadith where it said that if someone comes to you that you're pleased with their Deen and their character, marry them, because if you do not, it will cause fitna on the earth. Mm-hmm. Right? So that is in the case of a brother wanting to marry a sister that come into a wali, and they, show themselves, present themselves in a manner that is pleasing to you, mm-hmm. you marry them off. So in that case, on that other side of the coin, mm-hmm. on both sides, even though you, for a woman, she can marry a brother for whatever reason, but you want that one with good character and deen. Now, good character, subhanAllah, that entails what? How he speaks to you, how he treats you, mm-hmm. how he honors you, mm-hmm. you understand? How he take you into mm-hmm. consideration, your mm-hmm. feelings.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
How he accepts your input, your input mm-hmm. when he's looking for, mm-hmm. He's looking for nasiha, mm-hmm.
advice,
mm-hmm. Advice,
good
right?
counsel, mm-hmm.
right?
That's right.
Those things
mm-hmm.
are part of character.
Character.
Now. Listen, I got a parrot now.
Go ahead, preach.
And so mm-hmm. that is.
I'm trying to hype you up. Hey, you said you got the highest. Mm-hmm.
You know, mm-hmm.
That's right.
Those are ingredients for a leader, for a rijal. A male or a boy, a wallet, doesn't have those characteristics. Okay, not to say that he can't entail those, but it's few far in between. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with Islam. I just happened to find out that Keisha Cole, y'all know the singer Keisha Cole. Mm-hmm. She's like, how old is she? I forgot. She's like late 30s, early 40s, something like that. She has, I don't know if she's married to this person, but he's like 23 years old. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what do they have in common? Is he leading her or she's leading him? Wow. We live in a different times now. Now we know that our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, as we stated in our previous show, he married Khadijah, 15 years, his senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that wasn't, they were compatible.
Mm-hmm.
But in these days and times, we don't have the same mental capacity. The maturity, isn't there. And so it's like, okay, how is he going to lead me? Because, as women, we want a man to lead us. We don't want to be leading him. And some of us is like, well, I want to do my own thing or whatever. And if he don't do what I say or whatever, that's not natural. You're never going to be happy because you're going to feel like you're raising a little boy. You're dealing with a little boy and you're going to treat him like a little boy. So if you're in a situation like that, you're not going to have, it's no barakah in that because you're not going to treat him the way he's supposed to be treated. And he's not going to act the way you want him to because he put himself in that position. Mm-hmm. You understand? So you got to see like what roles you are trying to play because if they're not compatible and if it doesn't fall in line to the natural way of things, and the natural way of things is the man is the leader, whether you like it or not, he's the head. Allah put him in that place. Mm-hmm. Now if he doesn't fulfill his role,
amen. We must.
He have to answer for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
just
right.
like the men, they're allowed more than one wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Allah gave him that right.
Takbir.
But if he does not follow through and do what he's supposed to do, he has to answer for that. So it's not just, okay, this is this is what Allah allowed me to have, but are you going to fulfill that position the correct way, the best of your ability, and not just, just being in it just to be being in it. That's not enough.
Mm-hmm. When you were speaking, I was thinking about how frustrating it is when Allah gives you an opening, whether it be some aspect of the deen, some aspect of knowledge, and the one that you want to share it with naturally is your husband or wife, right? You know how frustrating it is when you go home and you share that thing and it's like, all right, you can change that channel right there. Like it just flew right over their head. And like they don't even recognize or can't even relate to what you experiencing right now. Mm-hmm. Like, acrimony.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
whatever, for example, if the brother's into knowledge, for example, and he's learning and something opened up to him in knowledge. A halfway decent man wants to share that with his wife.
Right.
He wants to come home to his wife and be like, listen, I was just sitting with the sheikh, or I was just reading this book, or I just saw this video, and listen, and you give it to her. You want that energy back. Even if she don't understand it, you want your wife to engage you.
Right.
So you can help her understand it. So you can bring her up a little bit. When that energy's not there, it's like, why did I get married? Like, why are you here? When it's not like that, you start looking at your like, all right, like Hen said, the booty. Like, okay, these I still got the booty. That's it, right? And believe it or not, there are a lot of brothers in that situation. And a lot of times it's their fault, because that's what you married for, right? You married for the booty, right? You didn't marry her for the deen. She been married to you for 2 or 3 years. You still don't know her complete salat yet. Now all of a sudden you upset because she doesn't know her salat, nor is she trying to learn it. Right? You didn't recognize ahead of time that she didn't have any enthusiasm whatsoever about learning the deen. No, because you wanted to marry for the booty. You got the booty. What you want.
SubhanAllah.
It's beautiful, just even a small thing like I never knew there was something to say after Yarhamakallah. My husband told me, learn it. I did. And he said, we will learn this together, believe it or not, Allahu Akbar. And those type of things are beautiful. And told me that I learn together, believe it or not, that was the best thing I heard all day. And this is a beautiful thing about having a husband or a wife where you can learn that little thing, where you can learn these little things. Now think about this, right? Think about this hadith. إذا مات الإنسان أعماله إن قطع أعماله إلى من ثلاثة صدقة جارية أو علم ينتفع به أو ولد صالح يدعو له. Right? When a person dies, all of his deeds, all of his actions, they cut off, except for three: a charity that continues, knowledge that's beneficial, or a righteous child that makes dua for you. Think about this example you just gave him. There was some beneficial knowledge that your husband taught you. Alhamdulillah, yarhamakallah, yahdikum Allahu yuslihu ba'alakum. Right? You learn these things with your husband. Every time you say it, your husband gets reward for it. Right? You teach it to your children. Now, every time they say it, you get reward for it. Your husband get reward for it. Whoever taught your husband, whoever taught him, whoever taught, all the way back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even after you're dead and y'all in the grave and your children are here and they're teaching people, y'all still getting that reward in the grave. You don't get too many of those type of moments if there's no deen in the equation. Now think about all the things beneficial that y'all taught each other. Not just alhamdulillah, yarhamakallah, yahdikum Allahu yuslihu ba'alakum. Not just that. Think about all the other stuff. That the rewards you all are getting right now, and they're not going to stop after you die. Think of the beautiful children marrying someone with deen. Alhamdulillah. You make salat with them, right? The children are learning the tashahud, right?
Right.
So they're saying it out loud after the salat. So, right, after the salat, you're going to hear a row of children reciting tashahud out loud. Allahu Akbar. Right? If there's no deen, you don't get that. Right? You don't get that. So your children are learning. They're going to teach it to their children. They're going to, if there's no deen, you miss out on all of that stuff. You still in the house talking about why you bring this pork in here. Or did you read the label? Right? That type of basic stuff. Right? If there's no deen in there.
Right.
So, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
What you reading?
The little Arabic that I know was something that you taught me. You was my first Arabic teacher.
Allahu Akbar.
You taught me my letters.
Allahu Akbar.
And so you were getting benefit every time I read a letter or, teach someone else. Like, you're getting the benefit of it because that's where I got it from, mashallah. I've had other teachers, but you laid down the foundation for me.
Allah.
My Aleph Bad task. And just a pun.
Mm-hmm.
We having a sisters class here at Masjid Al Mu'min on the second and fourth Saturdays of the month, starting on January 25th. If you are in the Pittsburgh area, please contact us through the website, www.masjidalmu'min.org, through the contact us tab, and just inform us that you would like to participate. This is for sisters. And if you know any non-Muslims that are interested in the deen, invite them as well. The fee is $15 for printed materials. I just wanted to put that out there since we were talking about knowledge and beneficial knowledge. Mashallah.
And if you're in the Pittsburgh area, we're going to be having a tafsir class Wednesdays after Isha at 7 o'clock. So come through, inshallah.
Inshallah. Well,
you trying to go to sleep. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. We're not going to keep you. How long we been on here?
about an hour and change.
All right.
Yeah, about an hour and change.
Yeah. Anybody got anything they want to add? This is extremely windy out here.
Yeah, subhanAllah. Subhanallah.
And one of the main thing that I wanted to drive home is that the hadith doesn't mean that you can marry women or you should marry women for one of four reasons. The hadith, the Prophet ﷺ is speaking, he's making an observation. Mm-hmm. He's saying women are usually married for four reasons or one of four reasons. Mm-hmm. And then he's giving you some prophetic advice. Marry the woman with the deen if you want to be successful. Mm-hmm. And we spent a few minutes talking about having knowledge of the deen and actually having deen are two different things. There was a scholar in the past, I can't remember his name, going back to the early generation, where he was criticized for not having a certain level of knowledge. And the scholar who overheard that replied, says that he has the objective of that knowledge, which is good character. He has deen. And the hadith you mentioned is narrated by Abu Huraira also. إذا كتب رجل من ترضون دينه وخلقه فزوجوه فإن لا تفعلوا فتنة في الأرض وفساد عريض. The Prophet ﷺ said that if a man comes to you and you're pleased with his deen and his character, marry them. And if you don't, there will be fitna in the earth and corruption widespread. And you, alhamdulillah, I know you understand the hadith, but I'm just emphasizing something else about that hadith. If you look at the hadith in all of verb forms and pronouns that's being used, you know clearly that the Prophet ﷺ is not speaking directly to women in that hadith. He's speaking to the men who are responsible for the women. That's why if you read that hadith that you can find in Tirmidhi,
right,
and someone like really took care to try to convey the real meaning of the hadith, you find a lot of parentheses in there saying that if someone comes to you, they may put in parentheses for your daughter or for your ward, and you are pleased with their deen and their character. Because the Prophet ﷺ is talking to the men.
Right.
Right? So he's talking to the men who are responsible, who have women that they're responsible for. You have to be pleased with their deen and their character. For zawijuhu doesn't mean that you yourself marry them. It means marry them off. In other words, don't block that marriage.
Right.
You have a daughter. You have, for your mother may be Muslim. She's not married to your father, whoever it is anymore. Or you may be the imam or the wali or the wakil, whatever the situation is, and someone approaches you. Men taradawna dinahu wa khuluquhu, and you're pleased with his deen and his character. Marry them off. In other words, marry them together. And if you don't do that, there will be fitna in the earth and widespread corruption.
Right.
And so that's a subtle point that I wanted to bring home, just in case anybody's familiar with the hadith, and that point didn't come out in the translation, because you can easily translate that, and you would think that the Prophet ﷺ is talking to women. Right. If someone comes to you and you pleased with his deen and his character, marry him. Right.
Right. It don't sound like that.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. Well, alhamdulillah. We thank everyone for joining us this episode. I think this is number 50, if I'm not mistaken, of the Half Your Deen show. Inshallah, we'll come to you next Saturday. Inshallah. With another topic. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, I would have not got the itis at the time.
Yeah, whatever.
keep me in your du'as. Keep us in your du'as. What were you about to say? What smart thing you about to say?
No, I was about to say you have been up all day.
Yeah, I have been, so alhamdulillah. But it was worth it, alhamdulillah. Looking forward to coming together as a community. So it's, it's a good thing. Inshallah.
May Allah reward and bless everyone that contributed food, especially our beloved couple, Sister Anisa and Brother Abdul Mujib.
Alhamdulillah. Yes, that is our event coordinator.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So with that being said, if you don't have anything else, did you mention about the program on the 14th February? You announce it again.
Camden, New Jersey, Kuba School and Islamic Center, Friday, February 14th. Black History as it relates to Islam. Dynamic evening is going to be food. Inshallah, I'll be there. Myself, I said I'll be there myself.
Nobody come to see you on this.
Imam Fahim Lee, Hafidhullah, may Allah protect and preserve him, very beautiful brother. Malik Robinson, another beautiful brother. And Issa Bey, all beautiful brothers, alhamdulillah, that I have the pleasure of knowing. We'll all be presenting that evening, inshallah, in Camden, New Jersey. Come out, inshallah. I'll put the flyer on this thread, inshallah, after we close out, inshallah. And said, pick you up, inshallah. Yeah, come through.
Inshallah.
Close out.
So with that being said, Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk wal asr innal insana lafi khusra illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody.